We were sitting at home. Alex was with me, the boys were with me. The boys were just sitting on the couch. You know, they were none the wiser. They had their toys out and everything. And, you know, we're listening to Governor Walz declare that was the last day that restaurants were allowed to have dine-in customers.
That whole week was very scary. And it was just watching the news and seeing what's going on, and people aren't coming through the door, and immediately people were afraid to come in.
Certainly paying attention to the news around the world and all that kind of stuff, seeing that things were moving around and it was likely to end up here.
The media was starting the hype of, you know, more COVID in their newscasts, more and more.
Before the governor came on and told everybody to stay at home, that I had already been thinking for weeks what might happen, how it might affect us.
The second time when it really, really hit me was the day when I opened up the store with my crew and I didn't put the chairs down at the tables. To have people come in and then to not have them stay, to not have them sit. I was not okay with it. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't okay with it. I wanted to put those chairs down so bad.
I mean, you go through all the emotions, let me tell you. But that first week is definitely panic. And what should I do? I have a very small staff of 4. And my first thought was them, you know, wanting to keep them on, but knowing for me, I can't keep a staff if I can't pay them.
We had come back from a RE/MAX convention out in Vegas. We were actually preparing for another event in the Wisconsin Dells, thinking we're all fine, and the night before the call comes in. We're canceling the event. They're restricting all travel for all of our trainers in the company. Oh boy, this stuff's about to get real.
On the first day, which happened to be St. Patrick's Day, we went from a sit-down restaurant to a to-go restaurant.
There is the thinking that I do about my family, kids, grandkids, all that sort of stuff, and then there's the employees, and you know, what are we going to do? What's the right thing to do? Obviously, there's no playbook.
You know, just tried to reiterate to people that this is what we have to do to keep people safe.
Your first thoughts go to your employees. I held on to them for that week and then decided by that next Friday to actually lay them off. But that was the hardest thing for me to do.
Obviously, we're all fully aware, and us in real estate more than most, how we had that downturn in the market in the mid-2000s. Unfortunately for me, I went through a great state of depression. I was diagnosed, you know, clinically depressed, and I stayed in that state for about 4 years. That was a dark part in my life, and you know, so I didn't want to return there. As a matter of fact, I had a conversation with my wife this morning, and she was nervous. She said when this came in, she was watching me to see if any of that would return, and she's thankful that it hasn't, that I've been very positive.
When you sign up to own a small business, you don't sign up for medical pandemics. You don't sign up for people not wanting to interact with other people because of what they may have.
There were some employees that were devastated, completely confused, didn't know if this was going to put us out of business, didn't know how it was going to affect their job, if they were going to have a job anymore.
Communication was the first thing we started working on, is how do we make sure that we keep people up to speed with what's going on, what do we expect of them. We had some areas where we had to modify work settings a little bit to get people spread out a little bit. Any office people, anybody that could work off of a laptop at home, we've got all those folks out working at home instead of coming into the facility.
I remember I woke up really early that day when I made that first post. You know, we can't have you here with us right now. It's kind of heartbreaking. I needed to let people know that we were still going to be around.
So immediately we started to do live videos on Facebook, lots of different posts of our clothes. And how that works is we do a live video and then we do sales off of that. So they comment on the style that they want, the size that they want, if they want it shipped. And we immediately also did curbside pickup right away. The only sales that we're getting right now are from our live videos. It's been difficult.
The faucet shuts off today, real estate's going to start seeing the effects of it going forward. I think there are solutions to get these businesses open, let them run their business to some capacity. It's different, it won't look the same, but by letting them do that, we'll have a lesser impact on our future economy, because I think that is what I worry about the most.
Some people are scared to death. I could get sick. What's going to happen? We didn't want to have any of those people feel like they had to show up for work. We want them to do what they're comfortable with. We've got other people who are just as afraid of not having a job and not having a check next week, and they're equally as severe and concerned. And so we tried to figure out how do we make sure that we support everybody.
It was super duper freaky to realize that sales had dropped 60 to 70%. There is no way to prepare for that. If my husband and I can't keep our businesses afloat, then that's going to create stress that we're not prepared to handle and that our kids clearly aren't prepared to handle.
We essentially had 10,000 transactions in the pipeline ready to close. So you could imagine if we shut down real estate, that would affect 20,000 families.
I've been in the business for 4 years, and we just moved to our new location in July, right downtown. It's really kind of the first time that I saw some good success with the business. And then all of a sudden, boom. So it's like, oh, I just was almost there, and then this happened. So, that was pretty tough.
The shutting down of the bar and restaurant instantly lopped 40% off our revenue because of the bar. We set some goals right away. I mean, day one, that our goal was to see if we could sell 60% of our normal food sales, and we've exceeded that. So we've had days where we've actually sold more than we have in the past.
But then, amazingly enough, we had these days where we were surpassing sales that we did on the same day a year ago.
We've got customers that are in dire need of our work to fight the COVID-19 virus. We build plastic injection molds, all of the test kits, the PPE, some of the visors and things like that, the face masks, the N95 masks that 3M makes, we build tools for them. We had to kind of prioritize things, make sure that we're working on the most important stuff first.
We've come up with a lot of creative ways to show properties and not expose people. If you're absolutely worried about going out to look at properties, we can actually do virtual showings. We can send an agent out ahead of time by themselves to film the home, and we're virtually with our client at the same time, pointing our phone around the home, going over it. A lot of our agents are carrying gloves, and they're carrying the hand sanitizers, and they're the ones that are opening and closing the doors throughout the home, and the client's not. We're wearing masks if they feel like that.
There are many ways that we will get the bagels to the people. For the first time ever since we've owned Big Apple, we are doing residential delivery. But we also have our mobile app. It makes online ordering super duper easy, and they can request for a delivery or they can request for carryout. If they don't want to come in the store, there's a space for people to leave a note that says, curbside pickup. And then I also set up a pickup shelf. And it's right when they walk in the door. They can't miss it. And they just look for their name, they grab it, and they go, and they're out within a minute. It's another way to accommodate those reasonable fears of not wanting to be in a place for too long, or just wanting to grab it and go, to have as little contact as possible.
We have been practicing, all the things that we're supposed to be doing, the disinfecting. We are going to be wearing masks. We're going to ask our customers to wear masks. We're going to have a sanitation station when you first walk in. We generally leave the clothes in the room if they've been tried on for 24 hours. And then we have a separate rack, and we steam everything at a high temperature. And then we are just arranging our front desk to be a little bit different, so there's more distance between us and the customer.
We treat every phone order as if it's a reservation. When we tell you it's going to be ready at 6:15, it's going to be ready at 6:15. When you pull in after placing your order, you tell us what time you'd like to come, and then you pull into a numbered parking spot. You give us a call and say, I'm in spot number 2, and then we can bring it out. And people have loved it. We've gotten lots of great feedback on our whole process.
I have my immediate family that's relying on me. I have my work family that's relying on me. We need to do a good job. We need to get things right. If we underestimate the danger, somebody could be sick, somebody could die. Certainly don't want to be responsible for that. So we got to make sure that we're trying to do the very best we can to get it right. And I think the truth is that nobody's got the right answers.
If someone would have told me that I would have left teaching to help run a bakery, I would have told them they were nuts. And I fell in love with that place the moment I stepped through the door to start working and helping out there, which was almost 5 years ago.
I don't think people are going to be wanting to go to these big malls and be around a lot of people right now. I know that our place is going to be that place to be safe, more one-on-one, not a lot of people. So that's what I'm thinking is, as the optimistic silver lining.
We just really need to listen. We need to be a better listener than we ever have, hearing what they're saying and really trying to offer solutions for them. We create a lot of good friendships with these people, so we really want to help them out. We really want to help them get out of those dark places. Because I certainly lived there way too long, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
I love my store. I love my employees. I love my customers. I love the products I love talking to people. I get so excited when brand new people come into the store.
I can't wait to hear the sounds, hear the hustle and bustle, the murmur, the clanking of the plates, the things like that. It's going to be cool.
I get sad when I think about my customers because we have a lot of great relationships with them and we miss them. So we can't wait to get back to normal, whatever that is.
We're going to survive this somehow or another. I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but we're going to figure out how to make things work, and we'll come out probably stronger at the end of this whole thing in the end. I've got a good team of people, and they're doing the right stuff and trying to get their work done as best they can under the circumstances, and we'll hope for a better day.